Why are so many of us guys finding ourselves stopped from moving forward today, toward a romantic relationship, or to a new job, or to a new hobby? What is it that's keeping us stuck? Well, the answer is our own fear of moving forward. This is commonly called self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is when you stop yourself from getting the things that you want out of life, like procrastinating on the things you know you should get done, putting barriers in your own way, doubting your own abilities. It's one of the worst things we can do that can literally grind our lives to a halt. But it's also one of the most puzzling if you think about it. I mean, why would we purposely sabotage ourselves and prevent ourselves from going after what we want? It doesn't make any sense. But the motivation to do it comes from feeling the emotion that we call shame. Shame is when we see ourselves as not good enough. It's a part of the fundamental view we have of ourselves, and it can come out in all kinds of ways. It can even be associated with particular characteristics, like maybe you think you're not a good enough cook, or not a good enough friend, or that you're not physically attractive enough. But the feeling of shame persists across time, whereas guilt is experienced temporarily over some particular mistake that you made. As we go through life, our mind is paying attention to how we think about ourselves. It's keeping track of what we're good at and what we're bad at. And unfortunately, we're our own harshest critic. I call these parts of ourselves that we think aren't good enough insecurities. And admitting our insecurities, our flaws, is hard. Not only to admit them to others, but especially to admit them to ourselves. We don't want to see ourselves as a bad person. If we could at least convince ourselves that we're good enough by hiding from our flaws, then maybe we could make it through the day. Deep down, we don't want to know that we're not good enough to succeed, so we hide from it. If someone calls us on something we're insecure about, we get defensive. We want to show that we're actually not wrong, not bad, that we're actually capable, good enough. But the thing is that deep down, we know what our insecurities are, even if we don't want to admit them. We know the things that we aren't good at. And it's that subconscious knowing, that subconscious judgment of ourselves that stops us from moving forward, that prevents us from going after what we want, because deep down, we know we just aren't good enough. So what's the solution? We admit our flaws. The only way we can actually be good enough is by opening ourselves up to our insecurities, to those judgments about ourselves, because that's the only way we will ever grow. I mean, think about it. If you never admit that there is some flaw in yourself, how can you ever address it? You'll just go through the rest of your life being messed up in that one way and never change and never grow. Only by saying, gee, I guess this is an issue that I should deal with, can you actually start thinking about what would fix it. I call this willful self-awareness, choosing to look at yourself and see who you really are. There's a funny story. In the 17th century, when Oliver Cromwell was going to have his portrait painted, he told the painter not to omit any of his blemishes, that he wanted the painting to look exactly like what he really looked like in person. He's famous for telling the painter to paint him warts and all. At least in spirit, that's the kind of shameless attitude we should all have about our own flaws. And the thing is, it's much easier than it seems. As soon as you admit your insecurity, you feel an instant weight taken from your shoulders. You no longer have to hold on to all that denial, and letting that go, surrendering your hold, is one of the most profound and powerful experiences you'll ever go through. Maybe you're insecure about your appearance. Well, by admitting it, you'll be able to think of solutions. Maybe you need a new haircut, or new clothes, or new shoes. If you're insecure about your weight, by admitting that, you can start thinking about what you could, what it would take to lose it. If you're insecure about your own masculinity, by admitting it, you can start to work on how to improve it. But it all starts with choosing to be self-aware of your insecurities, choosing to admit them. Self-awareness is the first step to gaining core confidence. If you aren't in touch with yourself, with your emotions, your beliefs, your fears, your doubts, your reasons, your actions, your insecurities, then you don't know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, then you can't be confident. You can't believe in yourself. When you are in touch with yourself, you know what you can do and you know what you deserve. And that's core confidence. As soon as this video ends, I want you to take pen and paper and just open up to yourself. Admit to yourself something you're insecure about. Experience that release of all that tension, all that denial, and then start to write out your plan for how you're going to fix it. I can tell you now, the world will not end. Your life won't end. In fact, it's just beginning. And this is why Eric and I created our course, Core Confidence for Men. And it's going live on January 31st. This is a unique opportunity to join us live over the span of 3 months to both learn from us everything we have to share about how to build core confidence and to learn how to protect yourself from all the evil ideas out there in the culture trying to destroy it. So check out the link in the description to learn more and sign up with us today. It's going to be a blast. As always, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new. You can click the bell button to be notified every time we release a new video. Thanks for watching.